Hey, what's going on everybody? It's me, Hydros, and today I want to review the recent nerfs to Preservation Evoker, one small buff, and a few talent changes that I've been testing out and have also seen other Preservation Evokers run. So you may be coming here asking, is the spec dead? Oh my gosh, these nerfs to the 2 set completely killed Preservation Evoker. It's not the case. We're still extremely strong and probably still have one of the best 2 sets out of any healer next to possibly Disc Priest, right? Okay, so first up is the nerf to the 2 set. So instead of casting 5 Living Flames, we cast 3 at 50% effectiveness. And this felt really bad, but not as extreme as people were trying to make it out to be. I definitely felt it during the keys I was running, but I was still really powerful. We still have, like I said, one of the best 2 sets out of any healer. And then the next nerf that came out was to the 4 set, and it's basically whenever Echo is applied by Living Flame, the Echo does not have the instant heal. So whenever I apply Echo to myself here, I get healed, you saw, for 56k because of Echo application. They removed that from the 4 set application. However, to compensate for that, they buffed it and gave us, instead of having a 50% effectiveness on the applied Echo through our 2 set, we now have a 70% effectiveness, which is pretty strong. If you're getting procs left and right, which the proc rate has varied. I mean, I know they buffed it, I think last week, right, to 30% possibly instead of the 20%. It felt good in the key that I ran, but then when I wasn't running keys and I was trying to test, for some reason I was getting no procs at all. So we got 2 nerfs. They're not spec breaking. We're still going to be one of the A-tier healers, right? One of the top healers that'll fit most comps. So don't sweat it too much. 2 nerfs and a buff, you can feel it for sure, but we're still extremely strong. So, and that brings me to my next segue here. You guys seen me run this build, but the build that I'm going to run from now on, most of the time, unless I just really need crazy healing checks, is going to be this build right here. And basically, the only reason I run this build is A, the damage, obviously, but 2 things. Life Force Mender, which I wish they would move this talent. I hate where it's positioned at. I wish we could get to it easier, but it's basically we're utilizing our Living Flame effectiveness, from our 2 set through Life Force Mender, right? With Life Force Mender, Living Flame and Fire Breath deal additional damage and healing equal to 2% of our maximum health. So if we have a Giga Chad health pool, our Living Flames are healing an egregious amount, right? Paired with Enkindled and Scarlet adaptation, I mean, you're looking at some just ridiculous Living Flame healing amounts, right? Because they nerfed the 2 set down to 3 from 5 Living Flames, I did suggest that they could increase this to 60% effectiveness, give it a 10% buff or higher to compensate, but that could be too much in raid. And you guys know what Blizzard does when it comes to overhealing in raids, right? We get the big nerf hammer, so maybe not. But yeah, so this is the run. We're going, you're utilizing the extra damage here on top of Life Force Mender's the biggest key factor here, right? Out of all these talents that we're changing. And then of course, people are running No Stormers teachings. Now, no Stormers teaching with temporal anomaly still gives that absorb factor out, right? So that healing sucks on the absorb factor. I mean, I think it's like 29k and we're up to 636k HP or higher, right? I don't think it really does too much, but you can always send it out and, give people a small baby shield. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Like I said, I've been trying to test and run, different things here at the best of my ability to figure out exactly what I like and what I can do. And I think if you have a very good group or if you have a team, this is an awesome build to run because you don't have to worry about keeping up people who are making mistakes. Now, if you're pugging and you're just running into, people constantly standing and stuff, missing mechanics, not understanding the assignment, you'd probably not want to run this and go back to your Resonating Sphere with 30% echoes, remove Life Giver's Flame and Life Force Mender, go into the CDR and Spirit Bloom, Power Nexus, and Renewing Breath. You could also try out Spark of Insight or Ouroboros if you like Emerald Blossom. This is the safe build, IMO, or Pugging, but the build that I was running for the damage is going to be No Store Moves and then Life Force Mender. That's the biggest kicker paired with your tier set, Enkindled, and Scarlet adaptation is just going to be insane. I'll go over more in depth about these talents whenever I make my 10.2 guide, preservation guide, so keep an eye on that. But yeah, I wanted to update again the nerfs and the buff that came out, and also update you guys on how talents are changing and what you might want to look forward to. Preservation is much more fun in this season than it is in season 2. I have been having a blast in these keys. I don't know if it's the keys or just the playstyle now with Preservation Evoker, but you're zooming around like a Mistweaver monk and I don't know, a hybrid range healer. It's crazy, right? It's super fun. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will have another Mythic Plus video uploaded tomorrow. I'm also dual streaming now on Twitch and YouTube, so come check me out on Twitch. If you want to support me in other ways, you can. Oh, and you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you again in the next one.